shit here in Shelbyville, so sorry for the slander, but yeah, it's true. Alright, and Shadow of War is the second game in a series of the Shadow of games. Shadow of Mordor was the first, and this one is by far much better. A lot more mechanics involved, and the captain system is just beautiful. But I digress. Either way, let's see, I have 2 upgrades on my skills here. Let's see if I give a fuck about anything to change. Poison shot. Change our skin up here. So light colored. And obviously I'm gonna go with the vampire chick because she's hardcore. Okay. Yeah, where am I at? Making it to where I can blow up fire pits from a distance. Alright, and let's get into it. Assassin's Creed-esque, but just a little more hard-ass. Warm up here. Alrighty then, easy wipe out. Let's see if there's any fool captains in the area. Well, this must not be the right menu. Interesting. Open this back up, go to army. Heading towards him, so you're busy. Command. Enforce. Of course. These motherfucking traitors.
Stakuga.
For sure. Alright. And travel time. The Thunderer versus Ogber the Hernblower. Tracker Berserker. And then, of course, we have people ambushing.
Hi there! There's the maggot! Oh, horrors! I'll never be able to escape!
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Where's your allegiance?
What do you want, eh?
I did not expect an ambush, but I will welcome it for sure. Didn't do that right. Oh shit.
Are we fighting or dancing?
Now in this game, this is where you could be using a bow, but I chose to use throwing hammers because they deal a lot more stun damage. Oh, look at that. Didn't even have to get involved with the other guy. So he was killed before he could kill my guy, which means my guy gains 1 level and the other guy dies. Doesn't respawn forever, but technically he's supposed to be. And pick up a little bit of these items. I forgot that I have the automatic pickup. And this doesn't, yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Online vendetta. That's right, you can avenge other people who have died by killing their captains or capturing them as your own. It's an interesting little feature. And we will receive spoils of war. Spoils of war can be used to buy captains or little loot boxes that give you gear, and I think captains are a possibility too. Excuse me.
What clues have you left for me, Orc?
Oh, what clues indeed. What clues. Oh, look at that. Tracks. As per usual. So, not gonna take the obvious route in here. Love how the door opens for me.
Or Edin.
Oh, interesting. So, obviously not just one captain out here. And now he's mine. And that marker over his head indicates I would get an item if I were to kill him. Also, if you press X at the end of any jump or landing, I mean, you'll speed yourself up. Item, warrior gems, which gems you can put on your gear just like any RPG, increasing certain things. Most of those are like strength or melee buffs. Dumb, get up the wall. Okay, so when you turn this on, the steps are this way. Huh, interesting. There's two of them that aren't my target. So he was up in a keep. This is what this is a keep, obviously. That's where the captain or war chief is. It's basically getting the routine of every single time you hit X to jump. As soon as you land or hit a little platform type situation, you just hit X again so you go flying. Okay. And of course I lost the footsteps already. Jesus. This way. Okay. I'm starting to see now. I'm blind.
You lot beg, I'll make it worse for you. Don't think it could be worse? Try. It's been too long since we've played a target.
No!
You will kneel!
It's not what I meant to do. And he finally walks onto the scene.
I felt
that's actually what
a
his name
tingling
was.
on me neck. Always does that when man swine wanders near.
Identify him with clicking
I
down
like
on
that
3,
tingle.
which means you tell me his weaknesses and strengths. No wonder this dude got killed. God damn. Vigilant against stealth. That's intriguing. Now I can kill anybody I want. That was a little cracked out, but okay. And welcome
Sup,
to the
monk
stream.
here.
What's up, monk? Welcome to the stream. Just popped in, was letting everybody know I'm currently hunting down a orc that killed another player in the game. So it's called an online vendetta. Basically the way it works is if an orc kills somebody, they'll put out a mission that allows you to track them down and then kill them, and you both get what is called spoils of war, which can be spent. It's actually like a currency. It can be spent to buy these chests or packs or whatever to give your character better gear or allow you to capture, or not capture, but get new, what do you call them? Captains to command. Like this guy right here is a captain. He's actually a legendary captain with a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff. Let's try shadow kill. Yep, that didn't work.
You gave me the taste of this glorious corruption. Forced the cloying poisons down my throat.
Truth may be, I
Now
might
that I
have
have
actually
choked
done this.
down my fill, I vomit this putrescence back upon the world! Upon you! Upon all!
Somebody's upset.
Good hit! Now kill him!
Forgot about that. Can't attack berserkers from the front. Getting over for a little bit of punch in action. Oh, nice. Missed. Their archers aren't near as accurate as the ones I deal with all the time. Oh, nice. He's got a crossbow. I forget how to heal myself now, too. Oh, wait. Hold on. Alright, let's see here. Oh shit, dumbass. Alright, here we go. Squirt. Fuck off.
I'm killing myself next time he's down!
Set him up for lightning. Try go. Ah, shit, I'm dead. Easy way to kill all these dudes. pissed off because of the beast. So now he's going to continuously just make repeated strikes that can't technically be reversed. I have to dodge him. Oh shit.
No escape from the poison! I have some friends that want to play with you.
Stupid. Now that he's broken, he's mine.
Inside's burning up. Ready up, boy.
Whoop. Whoop.
It. Drink it. Feel it. Bask in the glory of my pestilence.
Oh, shitski. So my favorite thing to do, because I have a skill for it, is do this. Fly way up on top of
I
the
like how the bosses all have their own theme.
Yeah, they do. They have plenty of themes and it changes a lot. So that got me back to full health. Get out of here. Fucking asshole.
How long can you take this?
Shit.
You don't look right, human.
Yeah, I never do.
Kneel before me.
Yeah, I'll recruit him. He's a good guy. Not a good guy, but he's good.
I'll be your chosen.
That's right, he will be. Alright. I'll just have him retreat, no big deal. I have avenged him, so I got a Vendetta gear chest, which is going to give me gear, obviously. I got a little bit of Spoils of War, and then obviously XP and some gems, and I forget what that is, honestly.
You're the boss?
But now I'm going to end up leaving this instance. So that's technically what that was in this case, was an instance, because I went on an online vendetta. It's part of a map that you can go to, it's just technically in another server, if you will. But you'll never be able to meet anybody who's in an online vendetta to kill somebody who killed you.
Sorry and tardy to the party.
Welcome, welcome, my friend. I was also tardy to the party to start it. so I don't blame you. Alright. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's wanting me to actually go capture someone else's fortress, which is the only, like, not only, I'm sorry, one of the only ways to actually effectively play multiplayer is to attack someone's keep or have someone try to attack your keep and you defend it and such, you know. But you'll never actually encounter another player playing this game. You'll only encounter their captains or encounter someone
Galgang, you're fighting higher levels.
Higher levels. Ain't nothing in here higher level than me at this point. I think it's all like equal level with your character anyhow. If not, I mean, I don't know how it works with levels in this game, really. All I do know is that you look at the traits of a...
One was 115 or some jazz.
Yeah, they're pretty brutal, actually. They're not nice, we'll put it that way. Some of them are actually pretty easy to kill, though. My favorite ones are the ones when I walk up to do stuff like this that come and just ambush me before I even get to do it. Alright, so... in this case, mine's a commander, which is a shield and sword guy in this one. You see the names, and the other guy's a marksman, which primarily wields bows. So, current reinforcements means that I'm having one of my orcs ambush the enemy orc, because one of them's on my squad and the other one's not. Alright, let's see. So they have a cute little setting here.
You rotten maggot! Get after him!
You're slow, even for a maggot. Good luck.
That was probably the most ridiculous interaction, vocal-wise, that I've heard, that they actually copied each other and calling each other maggots. Alright, let's get up here. Alright, well, there's a bunch of them.
That's not me.
He's getting brutalized.
Triple threat.
Hold on a second, I can't hear you. Yeah, for real. Triple threat. Watch this, I don't even have to get involved. Those are just regular archers from one of my guys' squads, and their archers are overly powerful, so I'm just gonna let him kill him, because I can. Look at him looking at me. You wanna let this happen? You're not gonna recruit me? No, I'm not. But my guy just gained 4 levels just from that. And one of my favorite things, actually, too, about this game is that you can go up to the arena or whatever. Hold on. Sorry, pull up the map here. You can actually, usually inside the keep, there's a mission where you can go and just have your... There they are. Like the fight pits, just have your captains fight in the pits to level up and gain new abilities and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you here in a second. We'll start at the maggots one because that's the lowest level. So when they call each other maggot, they're basically calling each other noobs or rookies, obvious.
I don't like the sound of that.
I'm getting chased. I am.
I see the ranger.
Oof. You're an asshole. Just FYI. But you're also my Just to get here. Oh, okay. And it restores his health whenever he does that bite on the ground like that. So right afterwards, his health goes back to full. My character's usually doesn't, though. It's based off a stealth kill off a piece of gear I got, like here. Go into the options, go to my character. No, I lied. Inventory for this one. But okay, so you got the sword. In this case, it's called the Icebringer. It's what's in our hands right now. These are like regular equips. This is your first sword. It's called Urfil? I don't fucking know. But anyways, this is the legendary sword I picked up. Critical hits have a 44% chance to freeze your enemies, allowing me to do more attacks. And these are like mythics, if you will. But they work better if you have like multiple pieces, allowing you to give you set bonuses, like it says down there in the bottom. The level 60 upgrade challenge.
You're in a hole, but you're my a hole.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Let's see. They're better if you have the recruit an orc from a machine tribe that is 55 or higher, giving that each glaive strike creates an explosion, which a glaive strike is just this. Holding down your melee attack and letting it go. But then let's see. Inventory. There's my dagger, which you start out with. Arcan, which is a broken sword. And then you can upgrade to an actual dagger later on. This one's my favorite because... No, wait, this isn't even the right one. Anyways, it actually lights them on fire if I stealth attack them, and then it doesn't kill them. And then quick throw also applies fire for 26 seconds, which is helpful. My hammer freezes enemies on headshot, and then on all hammers instead of bows, you actually get AoE damage near the target that you've hit, so you hit other orcs around them. Every captain I kill gives me more arrows. In fact, 12 of them, 13 of them. And then that's my favorite cape that I have for this character, because it recovers all my health after a successful stealth kill, no matter who it's on. So, and then if I kill a beast, obviously I get health too. Not the significant part of that. Increased damage dealt by allies, 50% to cursed enemies, and then 50% increased damage dealt by Uruk allies. So basically, if I'm fighting a cursed enemy, it's 100% increased damage. If not, they already might automatically have 50% increased damage on that character, just for being my ally. So we'll do the fight pits, or the fart pits, we'll call it that. So this is the guy. This is the guy that I would have to face with my captain. Becomes temporarily dazed whenever his rage wears off. What does he gain rage from? Enraged by spiders, mortal wounds, and burning. Oof. So he gets mad and just starts swinging like a wild man, which is a really good thing, actually. Berserkers are pretty good. Furious Charge is actually pretty good. Knocking him onto the ground and starts wailing on him. Utters a battle cry that disorients and intimidates, basically making enemies of him weaker. Recklessly charges into battle, lashing out at any target, including allies. Oh yeah, that's when he gets pissed off. It doesn't really matter who's around him. He'll just keep swinging, which is actually kind of dumb, but it kills a lot of things. These chains aren't used very often, but when they are, they're actually pretty effective at keeping people away from him. And since he's a frontline attacker, that just means he takes more damage. I do believe he's a hand-to-hand combat guy, or not hand-to-hand, but shield and sword. Well, guess we should pick one of my followers and see if they're any good.
Well,
This guy's a bit overpowered for being so dopey. Alright, so we'll pick him, and we'll see how overpowered he is against this dude. But that's completely
You
not
look
the
like
dude
you'll
that they
be a boring
advertised.
fight.
But okay,
I always get the boring ones.
that never happens.
Another victim.
Unless they just changed it.
I like explosions.
So basically, I don't control anybody here at all. It's just watching a fight. Yes, it's not as entertaining as being the one to fight them, but it is pretty entertaining to keep putting your captains against other captains to make them stronger and put them in places of power on your
Let's see you go move.
strongholds.
I'll cut you to pieces.
Pretty evenly matched thus far. My guy's level 25 against a fucking 15. That's pretty sad, actually. My guy don't step it up, that guy's gonna whoop his ass. Uh-oh, he's blocking his attacks. Yeah, he gonna put my dude's stick in the dirt.
I like explosions.
Oof. And that's the execute animation, which one of, obviously. No. Fun thing about this is, since he killed my dude, that's cool. I appreciate that. I can respect it.
You're watching your general fight right now.
Mm-hmm. Busted. Now you're mine. Recruiting.
What do you wish of me? Wish of me?
In this case, I'm going to tell him to retreat. Missed that extra execution there. Is he on the ground? No, he doesn't. Okay. Okay, my triangle block in. Uh-oh. There you go, shield, dude. Yeah, their archers are trash right now. So many archers I've faced that never miss even if I roll. Oh, that's probably the coolest one I've seen. I've seen a lot of executions. Like, a lot. Okay, so maggots is over here. We'll start here again. That was weird how it showed me an orc and that wasn't the orc. Okay, so this is supposedly the dude. Well, stealth isn't really something you gotta worry about in this. Not in the ring fighting. This will be the last one I do of this. I know it's not as entertaining unless you know more about the game, so... Select a follower. I wouldn't recommend any of these guys. Obviously you can at the moment, but I wouldn't recommend any of them because then you'll lose them. I'm trying to remember which ones are actually good in this specific region. You have multiple regions full of orcs.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. One of my favorite things too is you might have seen it, it popped up a second ago saying blood brother, meaning those two are actually blood brothers and they will come to each other's rescue. And your guys can have squads. In this case, this dude has caragors, just regular ones. And if my guy was immune or did beast killing, he could kill him automatically. Wow. So, my orcs in this region are pretty damn weak, apparently. Oh boy's still enraged, so he's gonna be attacking over here. Yes.
Oh, can't find the big bad nothing.
Normally that causes a kill, honestly, but I changed it towards punching so that I could do stuff like this. Oh shit. Oh, let's do it already. Oh shit. Nice try.
You've got no chance. One step ahead. Ha! You don't look well at all.
Why are you not moving? Okay, there we go. So that was not the one I meant to fall on, but that's okay. Do this guy real quick. Should be able to get me a kill. No. Damn it, why does it keep doing this? I should have set this up for easy kills. I forgot about that punching bullshit. Come on. Be dumb. Give me an opponent to kill. There you are, you're dead. Stealth kill equals full health, which equals me going back and whooping this dude's ass. And plow. And plow. And plow. And plow. Okay. Ouch. No, no it doesn't. And now you're mine. Wow, that was extremely louder than it should have been. My apologies. I'll recruit you. So this is what I used to do, is just raise up war chiefs to higher levels, and then anybody who beat my war chiefs, I would just go recruit them, and then turn around and start working them up. I'll show you a little something that you might like here in a second. So, obviously, each character or whatever, like my war chief guys, which they're not that great, but he's terrified of a specific race in the game, which is not great. Damage by range attacks and all that shit. Fireproof, poison-proof, and immune to curses, which is stupid. Like, he's basically not touchable by a lot of things. Enraged by stealth, and his rival, who is Koth the Wrestler, which is actually somebody I have taken command of. But even though they're on the same squad, if I put them together, like, as teammates, he'll still get enraged, and when he gets enraged, he'll just start swinging on motherfuckers around him. So it's actually semi-effective, because you can get your fellow orcs killed, and he might actually attack you on accident, but he's not going to be hostile towards you. He'll just be enraged, and then it effectively makes him a killing fucking machine. As you could see, that last dude earlier when I was doing that vendetta was swinging on me left and right, and had I not been exploiting the game's mechanics and like doing certain roles and stuff, he would have just kept swinging on me because I was within fucking range. So the goal is to stay right out of reach. Let's see. So then my favorite thing, you can go to Garrison. This is one of the main screens I saw like all the time. Number one, we'll go ahead and open this here pack I got for helping that dude out earlier. Let's see what kind of gear we open up. Alright, we got a dagger and a chest piece. So 32% less damage from ranged attacks, which is actually pretty nice. And all I have to do to get that skill on this chest piece beyond the maximum health upgrade would be to obviously stealth kill archers, 3 of them. Quick throw applies a curse every 27 seconds. And all I have to do is use quick throw to hit a fleeing enemy, somebody who's, you know, terrified or running away or whatever. So followers, these are orc followers I actually captured in other people's games. That's one of them that's legendary, the one that I just captured. And then this is actually one of the guys that I've captured too. Obvious why I captured him. I love his armor and his shit. Plus he's ranged and he's got an alpha Caragor that he rides on. Training orders are basically just used to raise the levels. Grants them a Caragor mount, grants them a fire weapon, which you can only have one type of weapon. So it
They
can't
have
be like,
very cool armor and character derails.
oh yeah, honestly, the thing is, dude, like finding orcs in game and having them
Details,
like attack
I
you.
mean.
Yeah, like how they tell you about what they are, and some of these things are actually like really tight, like the interactions when someone
Indeed.
finds somebody and stuff. Like, okay, this guy, where was it? Somebody around here said blood brother. Where was the one that said fucking blood brother? Oh well, it didn't matter. He must have died, so there's no listing of that anymore. But okay, so for example, zoom out to the region map, zoom out farther to the world map, and now you see the regions. So this is just one region, one of my old ass camps or whatever. This is an area that you can learn like lore on and stuff like that. Obviously it's a prison, and it's the key port in a slave trade. So basically if I were to attack this specific region, I would cut down slave trade, which it would be orc or humans, which humans in this game by orcs are called tarks. I can fast travel here and then check out my armies. So this is one of my best ones, I think, anyways, thus far. No, those aren't the greatest weaknesses to have, but he's a cursed warder, decreasing all curse damage received by him and his allies, which curses cause you damage over time. But if you're a cursed like enemy or whatever, you actually just deal curses to other people and deal curse damage over time. But if you are cursed or whatever, like, you take damage and you can't do certain specific things. Obviously he has a pack of Caragors that come with him, and he can basically kill any other beast, including that giant thing in the little picture, in one fucking hit. And then he's a beast master, so no beast will even attack him most of the time, and if they do, he can drop them. He can actually roar, which calls Caragors into battle and heals them, and then compels them to attack whatever target he's fighting. And then you can convert enemy Caragors into friendly Caragors just being around him in general. Like, when they run towards him or whatever, they'll get turned. And then he's not an orc, he's an Olog, so he gets a class bonus with that, and it allows him to counter attacks with powerful stunning blows. And then his last stand, whenever he's fighting by himself against you, he becomes enraged and just starts swinging like a motherfucker, and then becomes enraged whenever any of his bodyguards are killed. So if you kill any of his Caragors, he'll just start swinging madly. He's immune to executions, he's immune to curses, he's immune to frost, and he's immune to beast attacks altogether. And by that I mean he literally cannot be damaged except for super minimally, and the effects like being frozen or whatever else don't even touch him. Krosh the Thunderer, he's one of my badass guys. He's a berserker with 2 axes in his hand. Obviously vulnerable to stealth, but unless somebody else attacks this like actual player, that's not even applicable at all. There's usually barely like 0 stealth orcs in this game. benefits are frostproof, beastproof, and raged when he gets his health to the green point to which he can actually be controlled, which then makes him not able to be controlled, goes back into normal health, and gets healed a little bit. He heals himself over time throughout the battle. He's a heavily armored person, meaning that he takes massive fucking damage before death, and is capable of second wind moments, which you'll see when I'm fighting later. Tribe bonus. So in this case, he's from a specific tribe, the Warmongers. He can lock his weapon in place with the gauntlets on his arms, and then act quickly to break free or suffer. Oh, I'm so sorry. He has the bracers on his hands, which basically sit there and cause damage over time. And then Savage Counter basically means any frontal attacks with a sword will be countered by them, and you'll get struck back and hard. And then my other guy over here, the Crafty Bastard, Shaken Master, basically dazed after you kill any of his bodyguards, so it makes it a little easier to kill him, but good luck because he's an asshole. I fought him multiple times before I captured him, and he's killed multiple other orcs easily, ones that I thought that would crush his fucking skull in no time. Obviously, whenever allies fight each other by betrayal, he fucking gets really pissed off by that. He's the Trickster class, which basically makes it hard to actually hit him with normal attacks in general. Like, he does surprised attacks and dodges and confuses you and throws down smoke bombs. And then there's Power of the Shadow, basically making it to where he's like me with the Shadow Strike, where I teleport for a good distance and strike you. He can appear right next to me and then fucking strikes with a Morgul Blade, which Morgul Blades are actually made from, I can't remember what they're made from, but Nazgul use them, the guys that fly on, like, dark dragons or whatever. And then he's an archer class, obviously, and he hits like a fucking freight train. He has savages that can't be attacked from the front that are with him, and the reason it's an epic trait is because they're actually stronger savages than normal, which means obviously deal extra damage and take less, but then their like mechanics and whatever are upgraded as well, and they're more aggressive. Poison weapon, gang of savages, which is why he has mighty savages, and then he rides a Caragor to make him a little more mobile, which effectively in ring fights does not help, but he's not a ring fighter, he's a guard of my keep. And then there's just a bunch of fucking asshole orcs in here. I've dealt with these assholes too many times to count before I got them, so yeah. Let's see. There's a specific, like this one over here, I think is where it wants me to be. So we'll go ahead and fast travel here to this region and see what's going on, But yeah, you can actually command orcs after you capture them, like right then and there, to go attack another orc, or to go back up one of yours, or whatever. A lot of this is about capturing keeps that have already been under orc command, and in that case I like to send in spies and all that silly shit to make my chances even better. Now, one thing you can do with these, if you don't use them, for example, like I'm not going to use this Numenorian sword, so I'm going to hit square to do modify, and instead of leveling it up, destroying, you know, my Miriam for it, which is how you upgrade your shit, you just hit triangle to destroy it, and it gives you more. And then on this one you can hit modify to make sure if you can upgrade. If you can, there will be an option there in the middle. Hit square. And re-rolling gives me a different like stat to work with. So I'm maximum there. I got a new one, but I don't want to exchange it out. So again, same difference. Destroy the gear. In this case, you'll have to hold triangle instead of being able to modify it. And then I should probably actually see if I can upgrade. Yep, I can. Always level up to max on your stuff. Does more damage. Headshot an enemy who is on fire. 40% chance that headshot lights enemy on fire. Charged shots pierce through enemies. So it's kind of your choice. You can obviously hit multiple enemies with either. It's just your version of what you would rather it be.
Don't forget the jewels.
Yeah, the gems. Okay, I'll tell you about the gems too. Okay, so the gems right here, you can attach one to every piece of gear, obviously. Sword, dagger, bow, chest, cape, and ring. So, first things first, I have a level 3 or 4, because as you can see, this is level 1.
We gon' learn today.
Yeah, UA's gonna learn today. So, first rank, second rank, third, fourth, and so on. First rank of warrior gems, if you equip it to a weapon, you're going to get 10% increased damage with that specific weapon, whether it's your dagger or your sword or your bow. If you put it on armor, however, it's going to give you 5% increased damage with every single attack that you have. And then, if you put it on a rune, which in this case would be like your ring, and I think your cape counts as a rune too. I don't know why, but I think it does. It increases your follower damage, meaning anybody who's your ally and who happens to be following you at that time. And then obviously there's different ranks. It goes up to 15, 7.5, 15, and then 20, 10, 20, and so on and so forth. 25, 12.5, 25, and then 30, 15, 30. And it all depends on what you equip it on is what you get, obviously. Life gems, if you can put it on the weapon, it increases your health stolen by 4% with this weapon. So if you have life steal, for example, it will increase the amount of health that you steal from targets. And say you had something that says, for each stealth kill, you get 200 health. It would increase that by 4%. And then on armor, it increases your max health by 10 just for the first rank. And then rune is 10% less damage to your followers when they're following you. The third type of gem is the white gems. These are primarily wealth. So on a weapon, it's going to give you 5% increased chance that enemies killed by this weapon drop Miriam, which can increase your rank for your gear and so on. And then armor is going to give you a 5% increase to XP earned, which at low levels, I highly recommend, if your cape is armor as well, to try to upgrade as many of these as you can, which you need 3 of any rank to level it up to the next. So forging into the next rank cost me 3 there. So I'm going to do it again so you can see there's only 1 gem left, but now I have 2 of the second tier. So now I can't upgrade to level 3, but I have an upgraded one. And then the third thing for wealth gems, if you put it on runes, your captains will automatically gain 2 levels when recruited, meaning that if it's a low level captain, because no captain can be recruited over your level, they have to be equal or below. But regardless, you can make somebody's level go down if you choose to in a mechanic, so we'll talk about that later. But it's pretty nice to level them up a couple levels automatically. And in this case, I have not reached this tier of gem, I do not believe. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like it here, but these are not all my actual gems. My actual gems are equipped for the most part that are my best ones. So what I like to do is just come in here pop these on and make sure that I have the max rank for everything I can get at that time. And then if I have anything that I can upgrade or whatever else, and you can always pull your gems off your gear so that you may go ahead and combine those into new ones too. But you have to have enough, like 2 red ones here, and I have not a 3rd red one here, meaning it won't let me go up to the perfect warrior gem. No big deal. Did I say it required 4? Oh, okay, it was 3. Okay, so then we go to green gems, perfect gems. We actually have one here, so if I wanted to, given that I have them in 2 slots here, which I am utilizing for increased max health, and health stolen by 16% with this specific weapon. I don't want to get rid of them to make a 3rd one, because that leaves me 1 slot without, you know, what I'm looking for stat-wise, but otherwise I could level it up into the perfect one, giving me the max rank increase. In this case, if it's armor, it's going to be increased by 30% of my max health. So, or I mean, my max health will be increased by 30%. And then the other one, increase life by 20%, life stolen. So that's kind of the gist on that. And then you can go ahead and pop into the legendary sets, because these are going to tell you, like, number 1, how many pieces of this set you have, whether or not it's able to be pulled, like 3 different slots, that is, because obviously I have 4 different hoods that are legendary, is what it's saying down there in the bottom on this one. 1 in the bow and 1 in the dagger, meaning that I have these legendary pieces here. They're not equipped, but they're here. So that one, I believe, was either the Marauder or the Dark. And they all have the Dark legendary set, the Feral, the Machine, the Marauder, the Vendetta, the Bright Lord, the Warmonger, the Terror, and the Mystic. So a lot of these are actually things that, you know, are like classes in the game. Not classes, they're the factions, if you will, of orcs. And then some of them are and are not. So I have no Warmonger at all. I have 1 Terror, 2 different pieces in the dagger for that one. Mystic, I only have 1 on the capes. But yeah, basically it'll tell you how many pieces you have and what the set bonus gives you. So in this case, being dark gives you 1 might, which is, excuse me, sorry, I had to burp. I do believe that's what you're using to, like, finish people and so on and so forth. And then if you have all 4 pieces equipped, all your attacks have a 15% chance to inflict an explosive poison on the grunts. Basically AoE damage with explosive in it. You can shadow mount unbroken grogs. So broken characters are the ones with the green health bars, meaning you beat their health down and they're like vulnerable and you can like take over them. But in this case, it's saying that I can shadow mount them from a distance without them being broken. And then I can also do this to drakes if I have 4 out of 4 on the feral set. Call followers, summons sappers, and Iron Guard summons more sappers. So call followers is what I did earlier when I was using the D-pad. I summoned that Caragor to defend me, and on the right is my followers. But in this case, sappers are units of orcs that actually wield explosives, I do believe, and they're primarily good for attacking bases, so you can take out a lot of their shit. Elven Light also scatters explosives around you. Elven Light's one of the moves you actually do. Picking up Miriam increases damage by 2% per Miriam gained for 20 seconds, which means literally 1, and normally you don't pick up 1. The lowest amount I picked up, I think, as of recently is like 60 at a time, and you can get a lot of Miriam, so your damage goes up. And then on the 4 out of 4, you recover 2 health per Miriam gained, so it's kind of a nice set. It's not bad. Vendetta, perform attacks requiring might by consuming 40% of your max health instead. If you have no elf shot, you can perform ranged attacks by consuming 25% of your max health. Just FYI, this is obviously a high risk, high reward kind of build. You're going to want to definitely have pieces of gear that allow you to, for example, perform a stealth kill causes you to, if you do it successfully, get full health back kind of stuff. You're going to want that for sure. Bright Lord. Armor is going to give you 50% Wrath gain faster, which Wrath is how
nice build, I like it.
Yeah. It's like a bloodied build in a sense on the Vendetta one for Fallout. Bright Lord, though, this one is actually pretty ridiculous when it comes to getting all your elf shot back and using the Wrath, which causes you to be able to do your special moves and all that shit. Warmonger gives you 50 health when killing an enemy who is on fire. While on fire, for the max out, you will periodically explode, releasing bursts of flame. Just think of yourself as a all-around fire god with this one. And then Terror is quick throw, which is just throwing daggers at people, your variation of it anyway, through your talents. Instantly kills anybody fleeing. I'm just kidding. It's only grunts, just the lobies that are fleeing. And then max rank is recover 200 health when killing a fleeing enemy. So any fleeing enemy in this case, you get 200 health back just for killing them. Dominated grunts take 50% less damage, meaning your orc grunts that you capture, if you will, or whatever, or just dominate them. And then dominated gain cursed weapons. That one is actually pretty ridiculous to have all little weaklings that are on your team get a significant buff to their damage on their weapons just for having that gear set. The character primarily broken down into, I don't know why this is called the combat section, but this is your mechanics for your hand tank, or your CQB, your close quarters combat with a sword. It's pretty much always a sword as far as I know, or the dagger, of course. So this one is execution. When your might is full, aim at the target. With L, press, or with left stick, press triangle and circle to execute them, which you saw that happen earlier. Then, once I do it, I gain might each time I am damaged in combat, meaning I'm closer to being able to execute someone. Perfect counter, well-timed counters. In this case, when you see this triangle go over my head, whenever the bar above it lights up like it did in this one, bow, right then. If he hits triangle then, he's actually going to kill them, because I have this upgrade. Fatal counter. Well-timed counters instantly kill enemy grunts. Ineffective against captains and beasts, because if I do well-timed counters with them, I just do extra damage with a punch to the face or something of that nature. Then you have critical strike.
complex.
Yeah, pretty much. Melee attacks have a chance of causing critical hits for additional damage. So, yeah, just critical hits in general. Then my special thing to go with that was press square as your strike lands to gain greatly, or increases my chance of a critical strike, which kind of hard to do, but it's not bad. Don't just keep tapping square. That isn't effective. Ground finisher decreases the amount of time it takes to perform ground executions, which is when they're on the ground and their heads like got the bubbly thing over it, and then you press R2 and square and you just kick them over and stab them usually. I changed that to fury. So in this case I kick him over and then I just start punching face like this is what I could have done, but when I had all those people around it's kind of hard. And then you can finish them apparently, but you gain might on each hit. Or I could just do race shield, which is what I was doing. So anytime I'm finishing someone off, if somebody comes up to attack me and that triangle thing comes up, I can tap triangle and he'll fight him back, or do a good perfect execution of or perfect counter and kill him. Brutal aggression. Might can be double charged, enabling brutal executions. which cause nearby enemies to flee in terror. Basically, you look as if you're gonna kill everybody in the area because you're pissed off, in other words. So you scare people. Then that's when I got Wraith Executions, basically allowing me to execute additional enemies for tapping square as long as I have enough focus. And then, basically one of my favorite things in the game. So, Last Chance is a big round circle, as long as you don't let the whole circle go away and you press the right button when it gets inside the circle, you will counter them and hit them, stopping them from finishing you off. However, if you time it just right with a little circle in there, as it showed at the very edge of the circle, you actually get to kill them instead. But obviously does not apply to captains, the grogs, the big guys, or the drakes, because they're too big to just kill off in one counter blow. Then my special for that is to gain an additional last chance attempt. That's my personal favorite, because if I'm in combat with a fuckload of captains and I'm going to get put into last chance a bunch, I want an extra chance to do this. And you'll get another last chance, obviously. It's just, I don't think, not in the same set of combat, if that makes any sense. Alright, so we're going to drop down to the Predator thing. Predator is going to be kind of your opportunist kind of setup. So in this case, Elven Agility, like I was telling you earlier, hold X for burst of speed when leaping over objects, landing, or climbing, like I was talking about. And then if you press X at the top of a climb to vault up over a ledge, making you jump so much faster, plus much higher, like it usually is. Then I added press X while in stealth to cross short distances, basically like a little teleport, and you can land on enemies instantaneously or get the fuck away from them if they're about ready to strike you. I use it as another form of rolling. Hold R2 and triangle to perform a terrifying stealth kill, causing nearby enemies to flee while increasing both your might and hit streak. It's a brutalize. It's not good. It's just another form of stealth killing. It's the opposite version. Using brutalize gives you a bonus to your might and hit streak, so it is beneficial in some cases, though. Let's see. Poison Tendril. Aim at one of their alcohol barrels and press triangle to poison it from afar. A certain period of time after doing so will cause them to die after they drink it. Aim at the Morgul flies, cages, and bait. These are going to be basically when you hit L1 to go into Wraith World, they'll light up like light blue or white, and those are special things you can hit or shoot to cause like grogs to come out, or you can shoot the little meat that's hanging from the air there to cause caragors to come, or knock down a Morgul fly's nest or whatever else. Well, in this case, I can prime them by pressing triangle to make them trigger whenever an enemy sets its foot around that area. It's actually a really effective way to set up traps. Wraith Chain. Press square to target an additional enemy during a stealth kill. So in other words, I can stealth kill 1,000 people. You've already seen me do it at least a handful of times now. It's up to 5 or 4. Your first chain stealth kill consumes no focus. So the first one I basically tap square on to go after I kill my first guy is free. Then this is one of my faves. Hold down triangle while using attract, which basically just gets the enemy to come over your way. And I'll leave a wraith behind, and that will kill my target once he gets close enough to the wraith. Or, instead of killing them, I can do spirit drain. So he'll drain the target, either effectively turning him into my orc and taking health from him, and other things amongst that. Death threat. Use a worm, which worms are indicated by little green, like diamonds, if you will, over the top of an orc's head, which means he has information about orcs, captains, and they're also like kind of like the, we'll just call them little bitch mail runners for the war chiefs. They're kind of like message deliverers, so I can instantly say, hey, tell that motherfucker I'm coming to kill him, so he'll get ready for a mission, and then I can come kill him. And then a bonus objective is added as my special thing for it, called Vow of Violence. Completing it also grants me additional rewards, more gear, more Miriam, more XP, that thing. Ranged is obviously about your bow. Detonate is about fire pits specifically, meaning that I can blow up all the people around the fire pit. Bursting arrow. Shooting fire pits causes them to detonate without shadow striking. So shadow striking is basically effectively when you say detonate, regardless of the range around, as long as it says you can, your character will basically shadow strike over to the fire pit and then strike it with a hammer. Usually that's it. Instead, this case, I get to shoot it too. Pinning. Shooting someone in the foot will freeze them in place. You're gonna love that, I know, Kai. That's your favorite thing in the world, is to shoot people's legs, so that is effective as fuck in this game too. And I have not upgraded it. The O-logs, which are the big guys, and Beast can be affected by it if you get this one, which sounds premier to me. Freeze pin causes nearby enemies to flee in terror. Obviously not the one who, you know, is stuck to the ground, because he fucking can't. And then this one says increases the duration by double. This one's pretty ridiculous. So hold L2 to slow down time and aim while in the air. Basically you're able to shoot your bow in midair. It's hella stupid. And you can press L3 quickly to quickly turn in a 180 during bird of prey. Talon strike basically means I come down and I strike the ground with my fist, and it's an AoE. Focus is consumed at a lower rate while in the air, so basically giving you more time to line up a shot while you're in the air. Mighty shot. When your might is full, press R1 to fire an explosive shot, which is pretty effective. In this case, mine mighty shot causes a poison explosion, because that's what I chose instead of freezing or firestorm, because I have freezing and firestorm on other things. So shadow strike. Now this is an explanation. Instantaneously reach an enemy by aiming at them and pressing L2 plus square to kill them, or L2 plus triangle to stun them, and it does consume an elf shot. It's basically like shooting an arrow, teleporting with the arrow, grabbing the arrow, and then striking the enemy. Anyways, it's pretty nice. Shadow Strike Pole, I can actually grab a target from a distance instead of teleporting to him, and then once he gets there, kill him or stun him. Pretty effective. Now, if you complete the quest that you're supposed to, you can upgrade with these two, but you can only pick one upgrade per skill. As you've seen, I only have one per skill. It's because they do not allow you to have more than one, and I have figured this out. But yeah, you're able to aim at the enemy and then reach them instantaneously and dominate them in this case, which is pretty effective actually, but not needed. This is my favorite one. This is all about your beasts. So, Caragor Rider, allowing you to ride a broken Caragor. Pounce, devouring an enemy, which is basically stealth attacking, or anytime an enemy gets on the ground and is dazed, you can finish them off real quick and increase the Caragor's health. Obviously, you can dominate a broken Graug. Call Mount. So in this case, I summon a dominated Caragor. Then I can also have him attack a specific target if I press left on the D-pad while targeting them, and then I can hold that button to dismiss said Caragor. Now, right now I have the Dire Caragor, which is like an alpha, if you will. And then Graug Call allows you to summon a Graug. That's obviously OP, but a lot of people are easy at taking down Beast and Graug specifically, so I don't rock with that. this is what I'm looking to get when I get done with my Karnan quest, because I can summon a Drake and I can actually ride it around and light people on fire and all kinds of cool shit. Shadow Mount, basically the same idea as Shadow Strike, but of course you dominate and mount whatever beast this may be that you use it with. I chose the upgrade of Karagor Breaker, Shadow Mount, Unbroken Karagors, which means at full life, if I decide to use my might, I can aim my bow at them like that and then just automatically dominate without having to break them down. This one's actually pretty cool too. So say there are 3 of them right next to each other. You choose, we'll just say the middle one. Doesn't have to be, but you choose the middle one. You shadow mount it, and the other nearby Karagor are dominated as well, so they become yours as well, which effectively makes you a mini little attack squad. Obviously, Dragon Rider allows me to ride the dragon, and then I chose the obvious Scales of Iron, allowing me to take far less damage from attacks because they get hit pretty hard. Let's see, and fireballs, which fireballs are nice, but I'd rather just light them on fire, and or jump the fuck off of them and use them to dive down on people and jump back up, so on and so forth. Story. So these are going to be your main skills that are essential to the game itself. They've even pretty much, most of them have come from the other game, the first game, and they're going to be essential in this game too. So my active skill is domination on this one because it's drain. You hold O or whatever to circle to recover health by draining life from orcs. However, mine right now allows me to dominate the orcs, meaning wherever distance I can suck health from them, I can actually dominate them and make them fight for me too. And I can stealth dominate. And let's see, Spectral Glaive. If you hold square and release after a certain time, a ethereal glaive will appear to deal heavy sweeping attacks. And I have not upgraded it, but you can double charge it for more follow-up attacks, which is nice. Or you can hit square right at the moment the glaive is charged to generate might for every hit, allowing you to possibly execute somebody afterwards. And next one is Elven Rage, probably the best skill in the fucking game. Each kill gives you Wrath energy. When your Wrath is full, you press R3 and L3 at the same time to slow time, making every melee strike lethal and enabling you to unleash unlimited executions. FYI, unless you're right in front of your target, there's no point in sitting there meleeing every target, even though it's fast, because you can bow them down 10 times faster with the triangle button. So I've killed orc captains that are extremely hard in this game with this move in literally 3 shots, and they were like bang 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 right back to back. So haven't upgraded that yet because I don't really care. Whenever it ends, a fiery blast. Whenever it ends, a freezing blast. And whenever it ends, a poisonous blast. So it's basically just to finish up the leftover enemies that are there, which for me is not necessary because everybody will be dead, or I could just swat them once and kill them. Now this is one of my other favorite moves in the game. It's called Shadow Strider. Whenever you jump off something, if you press X again, you will double jump, allowing you to cover much wider distances and or change direction between your jumps. So say you jump off something and you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna land on somebody and I'm supposed to be stealthy. You can press backwards and X at that time and do a backflip out of that area and then charge the fuck off in another direction to save yourself. My upgrade personally is to press X to vault over an Uruk, which all have, but in this case I freeze them when I go over them, allowing me to do race strikes. Calling my group of followers, which are primarily, you know, warriors of Roheim. And then if you upgrade it, you can assign a captain to be your bodyguard, meaning one of your orc captains to be your actual bodyguard, and you can summon them mid-fight anytime you press right on the D-pad, and then command them to attack which targets, and obviously hold to dismiss. Then you have another one where you can summon a cluster of spiders to fight for you, a small cluster. And then your warriors that you summon are much tougher if you summon them. So obviously they're not humans when they come out. They're orcs, and they're much stronger orcs. And the last skill you can get is Dominate Captain, which, you know, is somewhere through the story, but it doesn't take that long to get. You dominate them, basically, who have been broken, the green health bar. The orcs who are higher level than you cannot be recruited. Now, hold down on the D-pad to heal all nearby followers, consuming your health, and then any followers who are bleeding out are unaffected. So if they're laying on the ground, bleeding out, getting ready to be finished off, they do not count. But you can heal all your other followers if they have lower health or whatever. Enraged followers. So in this case, you can enrage your friendly captains with wrath, which basically just makes them strike like wild men all over the place. Hold down to explode the heads of nearby followers. Now, I will warn you, I don't know if this is effective on your captains, but you could possibly kill your allied captains with this. And if you ask me, allied captains are pretty much your currency, defense, and all that other shit of this game, so you don't really want to be exploding their heads, if that makes any sense. But anyways, there's that. So, summoning myself to this realm usually. Oh, nice. Pepsi time. Thank you. And then usually summons me near the keep. Yeah. One more. And then, so let's see what this realm has to offer if I open up the fucking map, that is. Okay, so this is where the keep is. It's pretty much always by one of these lost artifacts or whatever, but it's usually at the general top of the map. These are actual, if they're in white like this, these are the actual quest of the game that progress the story itself. The rest of these, like that one, is to go back in time as Calimbor. He's one of the elves, well, the elf who mainly forged the main rings of power. Which, spoiler alert, that's the character that keeps your character, who is a Gondorian named, Talion. That's who keeps him alive all the time, because him and the Wraith Lord, or the Bright Lord, if you will, who is Calimbor, kind of like united, because Calimbor is like a spirit or something like Sauron or something of that nature, so he's able to possess targets or use them as his host, if you will, in a sense. But they're like, I don't even know how to explain it, they're kind of like symbiotic, because they don't like, he doesn't control him really, but he does give him powers and help him out and all that silly shit, so really much care about any of this. Don't care about the orcs. Don't care about none of that. I'm gonna go do these quests. So in this case, what do I have? Yep, I just have regular weak orcs to fight. I should probably set that up to be my orc war chief. I think I have to unlock it though. So these are my guys somehow. Oh, I guess because over by the keep area. Yeah, that makes sense. But most orcs you're gonna run into, if they have like red anywhere on their armor, they're not your teammate, obviously. But if they have blue, like this blue banner indicates that this is kind of, well, not really. That's actually, I think a warmonger or a feral clan marker. But with it being blue, I think it indicates that it's my camp. But I can destroy that and actually get them all pissed off, so there's that. Because that thing up there that you saw that was a big large building or whatever with like skulls and bones in it or whatever is kind of a, like an effigy or something like that to him. Zog is one of the most pain-in-the-ass orcs I've had to deal with thus far. He's a necromancer, and he's a pain in the fucking ass. So this is one of the Karnan quests, which you have to do a lot of, and Karnan's like the heart of the wild. As you can see, just summoned a fucking Graug. Which, in this case, they're saying that is Karnan, because Karnan is everything in the wild.
Stench of death surrounds a confusion of goons.
So I gotta find these totems. One's over
As they
here, actually.
rise, so shall they fall.
I hate the Grog, to be honest. They're so awkward. They're actually not as bad awkward-wise as I figured they'd be, but they're a pain in the ass.
We must destroy the ghoul mounds. Only then will they stop.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the ghoul mounds. I hate ghouls. Ghouls are scarecrow. Let's see if he can make it across this. Alright. Our big dude is actually not as horrible as I thought he was. Then we're gonna take ourselves over here. Wham. And hold circle to purify. Must have to dismount. Jump off of them and do stealth kills and all that bullshit, so we're gonna back the fuck off. Okay, so we purify it and he's just breathing some kind of weird flames all over the place. Up this. Yeah, this might effectively be the last thing I do on this stream for the night. This has been a fun one thus far.
The ritual deafens them, angers them. End the ritual.
End the ritual.
End the ritual if we don't get through these ghouls.
Fuck the ghouls.
I'm falling asleep anyway, lol.
I feel that.
You want to play again?
Yeah, you should definitely play. If you haven't played this game, you definitely should. But if you have played this game, you should get back into it. Welcome, new follower. New viewer, I'm sorry. Alright, so, again, just finishing up these Necromancer Totems quest. I'm gonna head our asses way out here and stop swinging on shit I don't care about. Apparently this is one of the best Graugs in the game because he has taken massive damage and still has not even had a moment.
They have a lot of add-ons.
Who has a lot of add-ons? You mean the game itself? Yeah, definitely. There's like 3 different quest lines in the game. And by quest lines, I mean you play 3 separate characters. The one I'm actually on now with the skin. Yeah, this game. The skin I'm actually playing as Eltariel, which you can't see right at the moment, obviously. But, skin I was playing is actually one of the characters you can play, and then I can't remember what his name is, but the other guy that was in the skin selections with the fro, he's actually, I think he's part of the Rohirrim, or maybe, no, he's not Rohirrim. There's a, I think it's primarily, it's not Egyptian, but they're like Egyptian type people or something of that nature, Persian type people, I think, that fight against orcs and Sauron. Did I lose the mission? I didn't do it fast enough. My bad, y'all. Karnan died. Oh. They finally killed off the big giant Graug. Let's see. Now we got 4 viewers. Welcome, another viewer. Just failed a mission because I was foolish and let my mount die. I didn't even know how much damage was left, but whatever. Alright. Well, the game's definitely mad at me. It's taking extra long to load now. Makoto Naigi. Also, another weird anime, if anybody on here that's viewing watches anime, that I'd like to throw out to you guys to watch sometime that's actually really good, at least most of the way through, is Danganronpa. Trust me, when you look it up, you'll find it's like Donganronpa. It's kind of like a detective kind of thing, in a sense. That's the vibe it gives off anyhow, but the main aspect of it is that it's about high schoolers going to a prestigious high school, but the only way that they graduate is by getting away with murder. And like, by getting away, I mean they kill some other student, and then the other students do not detect this, or not detect it, but they either don't know about it, which they will end up figuring out about it, but then go through a trial, and if the person goes through the whole trial or whatever, asshole.
We must purify the totems.
Yeah, I'm working on it, bro. And boom, all totems purified. Oh, what, you didn't just die? Oh, you Whoa. Whoa, somebody fucked up one of the Caragor.
These necromancers
But
will
anyways.
not stop until all the dead of Mordor have been raised.
Yeah, you can check out whenever you want, of course, Smoke. I do appreciate you viewing the stream, though. And then apparently I finished that quest. That was actually rather easy. Excuse me, sir? I don't think I changed my weapons now, did I? Oh, look at that. My foolish ass did. Okay, so I'll change my ranged weapon back to the hammer because I prefer it. Wow. Night-night. Alright. But yeah, that's generally the game. Do apologize if you just hopped up on the stream. I am going to end it for the night, or probably morning at this point. No, it's still night. Alright, cool. But I do appreciate you tuning in, and my new streaming days, I had to make a schedule change based off of off days of my woman and so on and so forth. But Mondays will be my new streaming day, and I would preferably like it to be anywhere from 8:30 to 9 o'clock start out. So more than likely it'll be a 9 o'clock start time, but either way, prepare for it to be a possible 8:30, but I will update anybody and everybody. And if you liked it, please feel free to give it a like, and if you like what you're seeing otherwise, give me a subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Helps me out in letting me know what's actually been entertaining and thus so far. And if you have any requests or suggestions, throw them out. Appreciate you tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful night.